We're now going to look at how do we account for gains or sales of assets. So if we're selling an asset, how do we account for it? So what we're going to look at is a gain on sale. So that's my aim, is the gain on sale, first thing. Now this example's in your textbook again. It starts on page 473, the disposals of property, plant and equipment, and it goes on to page 474. Alright, so Wright sells office furniture on the 1st of July for $16,000 cash. The original cost was $60,000 and the accumulated depreciation was $41,000. So the depreciation expense for the first 6 months of 2010 was $8,000. So what we've basically got there is we've got cost of $60,000. We've got accumulated depreciation of $41,000, which is a negative, and this other 6 months worth of depreciation, which will add to my plus more accumulated depreciation of $8,000, which gives me a difference of $11,000. Now what I'm aiming to do is I'm aiming to record all those journal entries in order to get rid of the disposal of my asset. Now first thing I have to record is this depreciation because it wouldn't have been recorded in my accounts in a manual system. So I've got depreciation expense, and once again that's my debits, that's my credits. I've got a depreciation expense of $8,000 and I've got accumulated depreciation of $8,000. So that records my depreciation, so that's that bit taken care of. The next thing I need to do is I need to record the gain on the sale of my asset. Now what we've got is basically removing the asset from the books and recording the sale. So the first thing I need to do is I need to record this cash. So cash at bank. Now I'm going to record that that's been a deposit, so it's $16,000. And now I'm going to start to dispose of the asset. So now, because my asset was a debit of $60,000, I'm going to credit my office furniture for $60,000. So there's $60,000, that's taken out of my accounts, so it removes the asset. And now I've got these two sums here, which is $49,000 worth of accumulated depreciation. So I've got accumulated depreciation of $49,000, being the 41 being the original 41 plus the 8,000, so that makes $49,000. And accumulated depreciation is normal or credit. I'm removing it from my accounts, so it's a debit balance this time. Now if I look at my journal, I've got 49 plus 16 makes 65. I've only got 60 on this side, so I need to record a gain on my sale. Now gain being a credit, so it's increasing equity. So gain on sale of asset is $5,000, being the difference between my debits column and my credits column. Now that's the gain on a sale of an asset. Let's have a look at what the loss on the sale of an asset was. Now, exactly same item, we're selling the office equipment, but we're going to sell it for $9,000, not $16,000. So I just need to record that last part of the entry, and of course the first few lines are the same. Well, not quite the same. So I'm looking at those items there. Let's just see if we can record. Can I get that all on screen at the same time? I might just zoom out a fraction so you can see more of my fingers. Okay, so once again the items are the same. I've got my cash at bank, but instead of $16,000 it's $9,000. I've got my office furniture. And that was 60,000, and once again we're putting that in as a credit because it's writing it off. My accumulated depreciation was 49,000. And now the difference between that is not, we haven't got a gain on the sale because I've got 9,000 plus 49 makes 58. I've got a difference of 2,000. So what we record is a loss on the sale. And the loss on the sale is 2,000. It balances my journal out. And so that's how I record then a gain on the sale. So a gain on the sale of an asset, and the loss on the sale of an asset is there. Now the last thing I need to do is I need to record amortisation expense. So once again, in valuing assets, in intangible assets, we have what's called amortisation. Same as depreciation, so this is a very quick entry. Normally we'd depreciate an asset, but an intangible asset, so I'm just going to write that there, intangible assets are amortised. Now how do we do this? Annual amortisation expense, we're going to record 1 year's worth of amortisation expense. So it's 60,000 divided by 8 because we're going to believe it's 8 years, gives me a annual amortisation of 7,500. So my amortisation expense is 7,500, and my accumulated amortisation is 7,500. Now the difference between this and depreciation is that would normally say depreciation, and this would be accumulated depreciation. So it's exactly the same but just different terminology. Intangible and tangible. So it's the same thing.